All right, I am here with Rikki Toth, lifelong athlete, personal trainer extraordinaire, Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and our general manager here in Burbank. Keeps us on check. We're just talking about Cindy Crawford. He's like, who's Cindy Crawford?
I can't believe it.
Opened up the can. She had that. There's like an old school Pepsi commercial, right? Where she was like
At the gas station.
Mm-hmm. And there was a movie with Richard Gere. No, yeah, it's called Pretty Woman, right?
I hope you know Julia Roberts.
I mean, like all these people I know, like I've seen Pretty.
You've heard the names.
Yeah, I've heard.
You've heard the name Pretty Woman. They're coming out with the second one. I guess the Naked Gun. I heard that
They
really
just
funny.
remade it.
Yeah. I
Liam
heard
Neeson,
it was done well. Did you watch it?
I want to watch.
Who was the other one that came out? Oh, the Happy Gilmore. We watched it
Oh,
on,
yeah, that's true.
Netflix.
Happy Gilmore 2, yeah. Wow, they're remaking all
They
these.
had like Bad Bunny in there. It was good, man. It was good. It was funny. I like Adam Sandler.
But it's good because all these younger people will watch the first one, the old movies.
We did that after, yeah.
So
Yeah, I like the humor, Wifey not so much, but
can be too much sometimes. Adam
the kids
Sandler.
like to,
Yeah.
So it's the main thing. Yeah, man. We were talking about just training and stuff. Like this morning, we're always talking about training and like what are some of the courses that you've been doing this last year and a half? You've been going to London and you're always studying, and that's one of the things I love about you is you're always like learning things, studying things, and from cold plunging to recovery things to training things, how to do things better.
Yeah,
You're passionate. You love doing it.
Yeah, you should never stop learning. What's the saying? Once you stop learning, you die or something like that.
dying,
Yeah. Wow. So last year and a half. Actually, the one. It's been a year now, more than a year. I did my fascial stretch therapy certification in Arizona.
Because you're a massage therapist back in the day, right?
Yeah, I have. I'm a certified sports massage therapist, and about a year or so, almost year and a half now, we were talking, and you asked me about Revive, which we have next door to the gym, the recovery center.
Wearing the shirt.
Yeah,
Stretching,
right here,
recovery,
representing.
performance.
So yeah, I took over running there, but I told you I first I would like to find out and learn as much as about all the stuff that we do there as much as I can. So I got certified in fascial stretch therapy, assisted stretching. So that was that, and then the last few months, a year or so, I've been I traveled to London 3 times. I've been doing some workshops with the UKSCA. It's the United Kingdom Strength and Conditioning Association. So I did one in program planning, I did one Olympic lifting, and there was one in foundations of strength and conditioning. They're one of the very few companies that still do in-person workshops.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the UKSCA there are 3 big ones, 3 big strength and conditioning associations in the world. It's the American one.
Mm-hmm. What's it called? NASA?
NSCA.
NASA.
National Strength and Conditioning Association. You have the UKSCA, and then you have the Australian one. So I started with the UKSCA because they do the in-person stuff. I would like to get certified, accredited. So that's why I was going to London.
Yeah.
So I did all that. All that's missing is the accreditation. So a few in-person exams. I have to do a case study for a few months, defend it, and then in person. I have to do some Olympic lifting. Oh, there was actually another one, sprint and agility, power. That was one. So I did 4 actually, not 3. So in person that, there's an exam in that. So yeah. And
Cool.
then I'm starting my master's degree in September, so next month, in strength and conditioning as well. So there's gonna be even more learning.
Nice, man. Nice. Sprinting. Arturo was asking me this morning about are the Legacy Olympics happening?
August 16th.
August 16th. We have a date, and where?
Not sure yet. You know, people are talking about a Legacy Beach Day too, so I don't know.
Okay.
You versus Superman still?
Is it still on?
I think it's gonna be a week long Olympics.
Week long? Wow. But am I still racing Superman?
Yeah, I'm gonna make UFC flyers.
Okay.
I think they forgot. I didn't forget.
I
You think
guess
it's gonna happen?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it on. Even though he's
How about the interview with Kevin Eid with Superman?
yeah, right.
It's like, you think he's gonna just go in cold, or
What
you
did
think
you
he's gonna
guys
be
call
training
me? A
for it?
fossil? A fossil? He's 30 years younger than me, so we'll see. But I think I have it. It's good. It's all right. I'm ready. And bring it on. You have to, educate the youngsters sometimes, right? The old school way.
What are some of the other matchups that you have? Anthony and Arturo.
Wow.
That's funny.
In what? It's all running or sprinting? Wow. All right.
Andrea and Damon rematch.
Okay. He won the first one, no?
You the matchmaker?
Are you racing?
I'm racing Alex. Not beating Alex.
In the marathon? That's what you wanted to do, right? Oh my God. These guys. It's funny.
There's the primalness about, what is it about the sprinting, being faster, right? Growing up as a kid. What do you think? What is it about that? That's like it's almost like a fight, right? I'm faster than you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm stronger.
you don't really. I mean, like you said, it's the most primal and most basic thing you can do, and running in general, it's you don't really. I mean, on a basic level, you don't need much skill. Anybody can do it. Anybody can run fast. Well, depending on their abilities, but it's the most simple way to decide who is the best, I guess. And you don't need much.
Yeah, you grew up in like a sports, like you for the national team, the Slovakian national
track
team.
and field, yeah.
Track and field.
Yeah.
How do you? And you did you did sprinting, right? You were a
I did
sprinter.
sprints, yeah. Well, I went to this sport-specific high school. That's how it all
For high
started.
school.
I played soccer before as a young kid, and then at age 12, I went to this high school so early for 5 years. And it was, as I said, sport-specific. We had different sports there. Track and field was one of them. We had all sorts. We had wrestling, weightlifting. So all the best athletes, high school athletes from the part of the country went to the school. There were 2 actually in the country, one on east where I went, and then one in the west. So 2 sports schools, and I started with track and field, sprinting. It was actually very, very good and a lot of fun, because the way we had it set up was you went to school from 7 to 10, had your classes, and then from 10 to 12, 1 o'clock, you had training. So sports training, in my case, track and field, and then back to school for a couple more hours, and then train again in the evening. So it was geared towards structures around the training. Absolutely. A lot of fun. And in competitions, most weekends, traveling around the country, also internationally a little bit. So,
Yeah. We talk a lot about athletic development and stuff, right, for kids. And what do you think? You know, what are a couple of things that come to your head when you talk about, you know, like advising, like kids and parents, for kids to, you know, achieve their peak performance in whatever sport they do?
So one of the main things I advocate for, and it's coming back now, more and more people talk about as well, is diversity. So I think it has become a issue of some sort that kids specialize too early, you know, to different or certain sports, and they focus so much on that one sport that other parts of the skills and abilities are underdeveloped, you know. Because I don't think there's a better thing for a kid than do as many sports as possible, you know. When I was a kid, as I said, I played soccer in the winter. It was ice skating, hockey, we run around, track and field, any sort of sport. There was a ball or no, it doesn't matter, basketball, tennis, anything, you know. We played anything and everything. And I think that's not the case right now. Like, kids start early, some at age 3, 4, you know, with a certain sport, and that's the only sport they do. And injuries start showing up early, and then burnout, you know. By the time they should be performing and at the highest level as an adult, you know, young adult, they just retire and they stop the sport because they just burn out, and then, or they're injured, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the big things that I advise.
Yeah, we're in the jiu-jitsu world, right? Overall, right? And so we talk a lot about this, right? Like, what are your your thought? What are your thoughts on the sport of jiu-jitsu? You've been around, you know, all sports, right? Most of your life, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's very specific, and we're seeing the trend is the same with jiu-jitsu. You know, kids start early. So we start our classes at 3 years old here, Legacy, and we have some kids that have been training for years now. You know, and that's the only thing they do. Being a jiu-jitsu practitioner myself, even though I started later, you know, still it takes a big toll on your body, no matter what, you know. It's a sport, and if you do it a lot, which we do, you know, almost every day, it will show. And it's the same with the kids. I mean, it's a great sport. It can be, you know, we were talking about it the other day. We were watching it on TV. If you don't know what you're looking at, it can be a little bit like tricky to understand what's going on. But I would definitely
compared to like a UFC or like even wrestling, right?
It's way more complex. It's dynamic, but also can be slow, you know. So it's a very interesting sport. But I would definitely recommend it to people, you know, for kids. Discipline, you know, learning self-defense. That's how most people start, you know. And then it's a good tool also to have, you know, in your toolbox for sure.
Yeah, yeah. You do a lot of different activities. What are some of the activities you like to do? Like, you know, you've taken me surfing. I try to surf.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I try
in Malibu, at least, you know.
Yeah. I try to learn new activity or sport, you name it, every few years. It goes back to the same thing we were saying, like, once you stop learning, you know, it's not very good for you. Trying to work those brain cells, you know, neuroplasticity, getting out of the comfort zone, learning something new, be bad at it, and then wanting to improve and learn it. So, you know, I picked up surfing during the pandemic. I just got back into ice hockey, you know. I played a little bit as a kid, but didn't touch ice for 20 odd years, so I go back into it. I've been playing regularly now 2-3 times a week the last year or so. As I said, I surf, I ski in the winter a lot. I've been skiing all my life, so that's one of my passions, skiing.
Skiing, yeah.
I play soccer once a week, Jiu-Jitsu. Is there anything? I don't know. There's so much stuff that's,
Whatever year it is, right?
Yeah. I'm already like thinking what the next thing should be.
You were talking about the specialization, right? We talk about that, like they did that course for USA Wrestling, and they say like before 12 years old. I mean, they have it all outlined, not from just talk, but from data, right?
Yeah.
Of not specializing early, not putting them in too many tournaments early on, right? Just so they can develop as an athlete, right? And I was like, oh wow, that's good. And I kind of think like with Serenade and whatever, it's good. I never forced them to every single day, just consistency, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear Sona be like, yeah, because of that, I learned discipline to show up, to be consistent, And she does track and field. She did jiu-jitsu this summer too, right? But she came back. But it carried over, right, to those things. And I think that's one of the things, right, that you talk about discipline and stuff. But I think just body awareness too, right? And doing things physical, touching.
Yeah, for sure.
That's you play soccer or whatever it is, right?
Doesn't matter what sport it is. Every sport has different requirements, mentally, physically. No matter what, even if it's something similar like wrestling or jiu-jitsu, they kind of look similar, but they're completely different in those requirements. So no matter what sport you do, it always helps you and develops you different ways, right? That's physically, mentally, the same thing, hand and eye coordination, reactivity, reaction times, or change of directions, explosiveness, strength, power. There's so many things that different sport develop different ways, and then also, like you said, discipline, showing up to practice, being on time, keep going to practice every day, even though it's hard or you have to wake up early or doesn't matter. You don't
feel like it that day.
Yeah, you don't feel like it. You're tired, or you want to be. Your friends are going to Disneyland. You want to join them. You can't because you have to, go to practice. So all these things are very important for the future as well as a human being. Not just you might not end up being a pro athlete, but all these things will definitely help in the future. And then also the other thing is hard work, Not everybody can do it. That's why so many people give up, And I believe it's also a talent which you can develop, but it's not
like work ethic.
Yeah, work ethic, wanting to work harder.
It's funny. I asked he was like an investment banker guy, super successful guy. And I was like, do you think it, we talks about athleticism being genetic. And I was like, do you think it's also genetic to have like that work ethic, right? Or whatever it is, like just the work ethic, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I think so, And,
no, absolutely. I agree
but
with
also
that. Not everybody have it. You can work on it and develop the work.
Right,
because
right.
you don't, as a kid, you don't,
Right.
But you have that grit, you have that willpower that you want to, you just want to do more and more and achieve more, hating to lose to a certain degree is good, but also the mindset, not giving up or thinking the right way, thinking positively, no negative thoughts in head. We all have that, but, those positive thoughts should prevail,
It's a habit, right? I was talking, was it, what's his name? I keep forgetting it, the swimmer, the
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. Every time he walks through a doorway, he touches a thing, and he's like, he says something positive, like I'm the best, or I'm gonna win, because we all have the doubts, right? Every single person,
of course.
And you just practice saying the positive things, like I will.
No, for sure,
Not saying like, I'm gonna, already making excuses, whatever it is, something negative, right?
If especially in sports, if you take it seriously and you want to achieve something, it's hard. Sport is not easy, and especially at the highest level, and very few people can achieve those or reach those levels, you know. So, and it's all in practice and the hard work, you know. Once you get to a competition, it's usually the easiest part, you know.
Mhm.
If you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, it's because you didn't put in the work before. That's it, simple, you know.
Yeah.
And then the mental side of it, that's what, you know, separates average athletes from champions, you know, the mindset. They just want to go forward. They don't care what happened before. If there's adversity, they just deal with it, you know, and they just want to win no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I was just thinking, how did you start jiu-jitsu? What made you want to do it? You're in one of those moments trying to find something new in the activity.
No, it actually, I think we spoke about it in the
last one.
last podcast. So I was working with Aaron Taylor Johnson, the actor.
That's right.
And he was given as a Christmas gift, I think, a pack of few sessions for Christmas from his wife, and that was the time when we moved to LA with them. And he just told me, "I'm going to jiu-jitsu. You're coming with me," and that's how I was like, "Okay." So
you started.
Yeah.
What about it made you want to stay with it and stick with it?
Again, I think I mentioned this before. It's just, you know, that's the way my mind, my head works. Like once I start something.
What made you like it though? Do you remember?
I mean, just in general, you know, I really like people. Obviously, the culture. I did not expect it to be what it ended up to be. Both of us say, me and Monica, that if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I don't think we would be still here in
Los
the
Angeles.
US. Yeah, in Los Angeles. That was the main thing that kept us here. All the friends and everything, you know, like the majority of our friends are because of jiu-jitsu. It's jiu-jitsu related. So that was one of the things. But, you know, just the complexity, the technicality, and also the physicality of the whole thing, you know. I always wanted to do some martial arts. I did a little bit before, but nothing serious.
Growing up?
Growing up, yeah, as a younger adult. I never had time for it, and I couldn't do it. I wasn't allowed, you know.
School, yeah.
So yeah, I said, okay, why not? You know, that was the time when UFC, MMA was kind of picking up even more, you know. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Why not? I'll go. And you know, you're not gonna say no to your boss. So I just went along.
Yeah, but you got your black belt. You stayed with it for year after year.
I started with it, yeah, for sure. And that's
your wife as well.
Yeah, that's how I am. Once I start something, I really wanna achieve something and get to a certain like level, you know, proficient or even more. Yeah. You know.
Do you I don't talk too much about it. Do you like the UFC? Do you watch the UFC?
I like it. I don't watch it as much as I used to, you know.
When you first started doing jiu-jitsu?
I used to, you know, it used to be like every UFC card that was on, we used to watch.
Pay-per-view, back in the day. But now there's so many, right?
Yeah, now it's just so oversaturated that, you know. And I think UFC is missing some star power right now. They have good fighters, you know. That's one of the things, you know. MMA is one of the, if not the most or the fastest evolving sport in the world, you know. What it used to be and what it is now, it's just has evolved. Even in the last few years, has evolved so much technically, physically. You know, going back to strength and conditioning. You know, even those things. It's just, it's so different. You know, and the complexity of it, the different martial arts and all this. So it's definitely interesting. I still like it. It's just I don't watch it that much.
Yeah.
And, you know, being around martial arts every day, being here, it's just, you know.
If we get together for an event, if there's a pay-per-view, right, we get together for that.
Yeah. Like bigger ones.
Social thing. Yeah, social ones.
Yeah.
You know, during the pandemic, right, Monica got into TacFit. And what could you share some thoughts on TacFit? You've had all the master trainers and all the trainers come through over the years, and you become friends with, you know, all of them, right? Coming through from Italy, from Spain, from
they're very cool guys. some good friends in the TAC Fit community. I love it, you know. Same thing, you know. You guys asked me to teach some TAC Fit classes. The first thing I told you was like, okay, let me get into it. Let me get certified first. I don't want to teach anything unless at least I have some knowledge, you know. I got certified and I still teach
Barcelona,
classes.
right? Went to Barcelona
We went
together.
to Barcelona, went to Spain in Spanish.
You lived in Barcelona.
I
You
lived in
speak a bunch of
Barcelona.
languages as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that I really like doing, and I think it's very beneficial for my health, you know, especially physical health, you know. Anything I do, no matter what sport it is, we have this thing in TAC Fit called Into Flow, you know, the warm-up joint mobility before every before every session we do. So I do it with all the other sports, you know. Before I go play soccer or anything, surf, I always do my Into Flow, even if I just go for a run, whatever. So that's one of the things. And then I really like the club bells. I think it's an amazing tool, you know. I still work out with them every week. So, and then look at my wife. She's all about TAC Fit.
Yeah. She got her senior level. Level 2 certification.
She's
And
good.
she did all the certs. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So
She's our head coach here. At the,
it has become same part of our life. It's not only jiu-jitsu, it's TAC Fit as well. You know, it's the lifestyle basically.
Yeah,
We joke about it, but you know, jiu-jitsu is a lifestyle. It's not so much not just a sport, but it's definitely a lifestyle. And then TAC Fit, once you know, it's again, it's very complex, but once you understand and you know what it is about, what the benefits are, it's definitely one of the good things.
yeah. I kind of say it's like the yin and yang with like jiu-jitsu training and you know, like whatever combat sports, but we do jiu-jitsu mainly, right? But what are your thoughts on that? Like the yin and yang, like the balancing you out, like recovering, how to understanding the body, right? The body mechanics and breathing and just all the things.
Yeah, I mean, you know, up until not long ago, recently, it was all about pushing as hard as you can, and recovery wasn't that important, you know. It's starting to change now, you know, with all the now social media and podcasts and all these health and fitness experts, you know, like cold plunges and this and that. So people are starting to realize that recovery is very, very important, almost as important, if not more than the training part of it, you know. And that's one of the things that I like about TAC Fit as well, that it's a recovery based system, you know. It's not about pushing as hard as you can all the time, you know. Just it's all about how you feel
on that day and what you need on that day,
exactly, right? Whatever you feel like that day, whatever you need. If you feel like you can push more, you push more. If you feel like, okay, I need to take back, you take back. And then obviously with the different time protocols and, you know, all those things, it's the world's smartest workout. So it's a smart way of working out, and it complements the other stuff we do.
Yeah.
Because jiu-jitsu can be quite, you know, exhausting and takes its toll on your body, you know. So combining the things, it's I think it's very beneficial.
Overuse things, right?
Yeah.
Misuse, disuse, right? But just pulling yourself in the other direction, right?
And it's certain positions you take up in jiu-jitsu that are very like common, and you just stay in them, you know, rounded shoulders, around the back, and that self-protecting, you know, position of your body, and with TAC Fit and stuff like that, you know, with all the mobility stuff, you have the counter effect, opening everything up.
Yeah.
You have the traction with the club bells, everything, you know. It's not just push, it's pull, and, you know, you work both sides, you know.
Yeah, balancing your body out.
The scales, you know.
You know, that saying, people, you've heard it before from students, right? Like, I'm going to get in shape and then I'm going to come in and train jiu-jitsu. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, depends. It depends who it is, if it's somebody, that hasn't done anything for a long time, maybe has some weight issues, things like that, or mobility issues, etc., I would definitely recommend doing something first,
Like
getting moving, like tag fit, for
like
example,
right?
would
We
be
have some
perfect.
cases
Yeah.
of that, right? Some parents.
We have one person right now who, hasn't done anything for a long time and promised his child that he's gonna start jiu-jitsu, but wasn't ready to jump into class just yet. So he started with tag fit, So yeah, in some cases, definitely, But if you're a able-bodied, young or fit person, just, jump in and try. I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's never easy. And we all started somewhere, and you're going to be sore. The first few, weeks or months, whatever, you're going to have bruises and all that sort of stuff. Your body needs to get used to it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on strength and conditioning for jiu-jitsu?
I mean, it's very important. And going back to what we were saying about the UFC and MMA and stuff, it's people are getting more into it, and we have more and more, experts or strength and conditioning coaches specializing in martial arts, specifically, MMA and jiu-jitsu. It's, again, every sport is different. It has different requirements, physically, mentally, and jiu-jitsu it's even more, it's similar to MMA or wrestling, because there are no other sports. Actually, when I went to one of the program planning workshops in London, we had to do like a presentation. We had to choose a sport and plan a week of training or a couple of weeks before a competition, and that was one of the specific things we were talking about, like weight cut, cutting weight. It doesn't happen in other sports, it's only combat sports. So it's definitely very complex, for sure. But even in jiu-jitsu, it's necessary, especially at the highest level. If you just a hobbyist, you come in, again, I highly advise doing something else as well, going to the gym, lifting. But again, I'm not trying to plug it in even more or push it, but tag fit is a great example because, again, it counterbalances the jiu-jitsu side of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, you balance it out and you get like real functional strength, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of wrestlers, they don't lift weights, right? They don't, but they're strong, right? They're very strong. What are your thoughts on that? Just on some guys don't lift weights for, they do body weight, they do different things, right? Maybe pull-ups, but they don't lift weights.
I mean, if you look at it or you listen to the hardcore strength and conditioning coaches and, all the science, I mean, being strong just with body weight is, yes, it's possible, but you can get much, much stronger by training for it with weight, especially like old school, big compound exercise like squats or deadlifts and stuff like that. It's, I think in the highest levels of sport, it's absolutely necessary for sure.
Yeah. My thoughts are always like, you can be, really strong bench pressing, but bench pressing, you get strong in certain positions, right? But what about when you twist your body, which is, like the reality of grappling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever, or MMA even, right? Twisting your body, how strong are you going to be when you're twisting? Are you going to, what's that strength? That's why I love club bells and these different functional tools, right? But I don't know, it's something to think about because you want to be strong in all the different positions, right?
Yeah.
And then if you get strong in one position, you kind of lose your strength in other positions because you lose a little bit of your mobility, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's I agree with you, but also I would add that, you know, strength is strength. If you develop general strength,
General strength. That's good.
you know,
yeah, that's good.
with all these compound big
Right, right,
exercises like like I said, the squat or the deadlift or the bench, you know, you're gonna get stronger no matter what, you know, and you cannot achieve that with just body weight. But
Just make
also,
sure you don't lose your mobility, right?
yeah,
When you
of
do
course,
those things.
making sure that you have you have
You
the
work on it
time
as
and
well.
you put work into those other things as well.
Yeah.
Sport specific stuff, something more functional. I don't like that word, but still, you know,
Yeah.
core
It's,
development.
you don't
know?
like the word, but it's, you know, it's,
Yeah.
it's, it's the right word kind of, right?
Exactly.
But
you
it's
know,
so been overused, right?
yeah. Making sure that you develop your, you know, core. But again, with the heavy squats and deadlifts, that happens. Also, you know, people have to know that core is not just your abs. It's your back, your lats, you know, everything that's supporting your upper body and lower body. So it's all connected, your glutes, everything. So, but also make sure that you have that rotational strength, like you say.
Strength,
You
yeah.
know, it's all this is very important, and it adds up. But again, strength. If you want to get strong, you need to lift heavy, very heavy, and we're talking about, you know, small or low reps instead of, you know, high rep count, whatever, because that's, again, we're going into bodybuilding, you know, muscle building, hypertrophy. That's a different type of strength. You know, bodybuilders are big, you know, but and strong, but it's all about how strong you can be with your body weight instead of just putting on mass and getting
Yeah,
stronger that
yeah.
way, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Going back to jiu-jitsu, like, you know, we're talking about jiu-jitsu too, but what recommendation do you have for like a white belt starting out for their strength and conditioning? What are your thoughts, or what advice do you have?
Well, again, depends on if it's just a regular person who you know already does something,
Right.
goes to the gym, average person. Just keep on, you know, going to the gym if you can. If you come to us, join a taekwondo class,
Yeah.
for sure. And then, you know, a lot of people talk about cardio. Some people talk about running, conditioning. I mean,
I guess, yeah, but I guess I asked you the same question, but I'm asking you like just advice, period. You know, like what advice would you have for like a white belt starting out? Not just strength and conditioning, but just overall.
just in general,
Yeah.
just come to class and stay consistent. You know, it sounds like a cliche, and we keep talking about
that's
it.
what I say too. Yeah.
But
Don't get hurt. Take your ego out of it. Just show up, try to learn.
That's the magic. That's you know,
With
if you
anything.
keep coming and you keep consistent, you know, week out, day in, day out, you will improve. You get used to it, you know, and then you can add things to it later, you know, or just stick with whatever you were doing before and just add jiu-jitsu to it. You just show up
Nice.
and keep training. That's it. And don't think about, I know it's hard, especially in the beginning for some people, like how long does it take to get a black belt and all these things,
Stripes,
like
belts,
stripes,
yeah.
and don't worry about it. All that will come.
It'll come. Yeah.
It's part of it, you know. If you're consistent, that all will happen, you know. Sooner or later, doesn't matter how soon or how late, it will happen, for sure.
Yeah. Why should people go to Revive?
Oh, wow. All right. Segueing into recovery. Well, we said it before. Recovery, very important, you know. As important as training, because all that magic happens while you're recovering, while you're resting, you know. All the work you put in.
You get stronger in the recovery,
Yes. So, again, we offer so many things in one place, you know, starting with fascial stretch therapy, assisted stretching, what I was talking about. Very important, you know, joint health, fascia, so many things, beneficial things. And then we have the compression. Same, most of the, you know, pro athletes use it. We have it. So why not? You know, it's very beneficial. Circulation, recovery, if you have any injuries, whatever, swelling or that sort of stuff. Very beneficial. And then we are proud to have some old school, saunas. Most places do infrared
with the water,
with the rocks and the water, and also have a cold plunge.
Do you feel better with the old school? We talk about
Of
this
course,
sometimes.
yeah. I mean, I've been doing it for like when I started when I was 12.
Yeah,
When I went to high school, we had to go I still remember.
Because they talk about all the benefits of red light therapy, red light saunas, right? Or what's it called?
Infrared.
Infrared saunas. And I don't feel as good as I feel with like the old school saunas with the rocks.
No, because it's a different type of heat. The infrared, it penetrates your skin, and that's the way it heats you up from the inside out. And the old school is just the heat, and you're just suffering there, much better, I think, my personal opinion,
Yeah.
It's been around for long time,
why, right?
And I'm not a big fan of making things easier, if you know what I mean. Like hopping into infrared, not so much suffering. It's faster, it's simpler, easier to just achieve that sort of feeling that you are sweating and stuff. I'm old school.
We have those Russian sauna hats in there too. How does that help?
So so many people ask me, "Oh, what is that? Why is there a hat in the sauna?" So basically, what happens when you go in the sauna in the heat, your head gives up before. So you give up because of your brain getting too hot.
Yeah.
Before your body. So
there's not too much insulation between your skull and your brain, right?
Exactly. So putting that felt hat on, you can stay much longer. Sure.
Protecting the ears and the head, the brain. Right?
The brain, yeah.
You can cook your the rest of your body, right?
Yeah. No, the body can take a long. It can take much more than the head for sure.
Yeah. One of the first things when we put the cold plunge in was like you start okay, I'm gonna do this every single day, and then you're talking about the benefits of contrast therapy. So could you say a few words on just the cold plunge, 1, and then 2, the contrast therapy? Why should you what's the benefit of contrast therapy, going hot to cold or finish, or cold hot, whatever, how do you which is the best way to finish?
Well, as I said before, I've been doing this since I was 12, especially contrast, we had to in school. I still remember every Thursday, that was a thing in the morning. Instead of training, we had to go, and we had this
that's interesting.
Rehab center,
they know.
Recovery center, and sauna and cold plunge was one of the, things we had to do. I mean, they're both great as a one, as a unique thing, just cold plunge or just the sauna. I personally prefer doing the contrast, and I think, there's some research as well. One of the benefits of finishing on cold is it's the reason why you do the cold plunge. So you cool yourself down, and then your body
heats
itself up. So that's why the recommendation is to finish on cold. So you have that benefit as well, because you just, people, it happens all the time.
Finishing with cold.
Finishing with cold, yeah. People, come do it the first time.
You told me that, and so I always finish with cold, and I tell other people I finished with cold.
They come in and they jump in, and they're so good, and then I hear the sauna door opening, going there it's like, no, don't hit yourself up. Let your body do the work. That's one of the benefits. But that's one of the best things, and it has to work.
When it's winter time or when it's colder, right?
Hard.
I do not feel like going into the cold plunge first, So when it's summertime, I'll do the cold plunge first, then go into the sauna, and then finish with the cold plunge. But when it's like when it's warm, then I'll do the cold plunge, because it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want your brain is like, don't do it.
The last thing you want to do is to jump in.
Because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But when it's summertime and I have time, I do the cold plunge first, do the sauna, and then finish with the cold. Just because I usually don't have that much time, but I can get it in, right? I do because they say, I don't know if it's your thoughts on this, but like more than 3 to 5 minutes, there's not much benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just do 15 minutes. It's like a solid 15 minutes of good heat, and so I do 3 minutes, 15 minutes, and 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's called the so-called diminishing return, right? I read some
because people
research
brag
and
right
books,
there.
yeah.
I'm staying in there 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
The most recent thing I read is this Norwegian scientist. This lady, she wrote a book on it as well, and she did her research and stuff. And they recommend 11 minutes per week.
11 minutes per week. Okay.
How you break it down, it doesn't matter. But
that's
11 minutes per week in the cold, But also, what I'm gonna listen. It's a recovery tool, right? That's one of the main things why we do cold plunge and saunas and stuff. The last thing I want is to stress yourself out.
Overstress yourself. Stress yourself even more, right?
Stress is very important because that's what it is. The heat shock and heat stress, and then the cold exposure, that's a different stress. But on top of it, if you add stressing about time, how long you're going to stay, it's not, I don't think it's beneficial. So
yeah. I sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like doing this, but I can't think those negative thoughts, right? Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. And then just focus on my breath.
Exactly.
Just breathe. 1 breath, 2 breaths, 10 breaths, and then before you know it, it's already a couple minutes, then okay, one more minute, right?
Yeah.
But man, it's hard, right? Just
it is
going in there.
It's not supposed to be easy.
Cold days.
It's not easy for trust me, not easy for anybody. Even if you do it daily, I mean, it's never easy.
Yeah,
it's cold. It's one of the things that your body is trying to avoid. And yeah. I don't even I don't even use timers anymore. I go in and I count my breath. Like how many breaths. I'm gonna try 20 or 30 or whatever. And if you're
it takes at first I get in the zone, right? I just focus on my breath, but then I want to know, I don't want to stay in there too long, or because I'm I can be crazy.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I'm disciplined with that, so at least I have a reference, Like, okay, stay whatever.
Yeah.
Some more time.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can also, get experience if you have that certain time, whatever you want to achieve. If you count you breathe and you count.
That's good, yeah.
You more or less how far you went, but instead of trying to, I know you say you don't focus on the time, but it helps. And I just go in and I just count. And you also, if you focus enough, you can also feel your heart rate, heartbeat.
That's good.
How it goes down,
yeah.
That's one of the things I do sometimes. I try to, not with technology, with the watch and everything. On your wrist, you can try and, push your heart rate down as low as you can, 40s, 30s,
that's good. That's good.
Focusing on that, nice. Feeling it going down, that's one of the ways I do it sometimes. So, yeah.
Nice, man. Well, I better get in there this week. Actually, no, I can't because I got the stem cells.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wait a little bit and
for some time.
It's it's right there. That's one of the hardest things. Sometimes you have something right there. It's so convenient, and we just don't do it because we get so comfortable. I'll do it. I can do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and I'll do it tomorrow. So, yeah, that's why you have to get on this. I mean, we have that Tuesday when we work out and we go in the sauna and cold plunge after.
Yeah, you help me. You train me on Tuesdays and
we lift a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for being there for me and keeping me accountable to go in there. Hey, have you gone in? Just it helps a lot. You can stay busy. I get caught up, family, whatever, working stuff.
You're a busy person, so.
But there's no excuse, right? Like health or wealth, right?
Exactly.
Or whatever it is.
In order to be busy, you have to be healthy as well. You want to go as far as you can.
Yeah. So appreciate you, and you're. I trust, right? I trust because when you're always studying, you're always learning, and you do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
And then you talk from experience, and I know you're not gonna just tell me something I want to hear. You're just gonna be. You're gonna be real. So I appreciate the honesty, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.